North Wright County Today, the podcast, and North Wright County Today, the website, northwrightcountytoday.com, are brought to you by Stellus Health. Hey, they are one of our feature sponsors, and they are the best when it comes to local health care. Urgent care, skin care, expecting moms, pediatrics, same-day visits. Stellus Health can do it all. You want to find out all about them, check them out at stellushealth.com, where they have their own podcast, blogs, articles, meet your doctor, all that stuff. They are community-minded, neighbors, caring for neighbors. Man, they're all over that and all about it. Monty's location, right next to Centricare Hospital. Buffalo location, again, right next door to the hospital in Buffalo off Highway 25. Don't want to go in person? Stellus Health has virtual care too. So check out their ads on the North Wright County Today website. Visit stellushealth.com or read more about them here. They've even got some awesome blogs you can check out over there on stellushealth.com. North Wright County Today, the podcast, is also brought to you by Peggy Shum. We're going to quickly tell you, once again, it's always tax season, and Peggy's always there to help. Located right in the heart of St. Michael in the town center, in the Midwest One Bank building, Peggy Shum's already sending out stuff to help you prep for taxes in 2026. Taxes from 2025, payable in 2026, just to clear that up. Know your tax laws, know your property tax rebates, know how to do your taxes with the team over at Peggy Shum. CPAPSS.com, or call them up at 763-497-7817. Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to North Wright County Today, the podcast. Whatever time you're listening to this, it is Mike and Nick. Mike Schomer, founder, editor, former ink-stained wretch. North Wright County Today, North Wright County Today, the podcast, northwrightcountytoday.com. Down on the end there, we've got Nick Schultz, El Presidente, local market, Deerwood,
as a matter of fact.
This is a great way to start. Deerwood. Going back to our...
Only been working with you for 15 years. It's fine.
Yeah, it's all right. No big deal. Well, you change your name so often.
That's not true. I had nothing to do with that. It was innocent bystander.
Deerwood Bank. Deerwoodbank.com. Down on the end, STMA Night soccer superfan and just all around good guy. We are here at the historic downtown Albertville Selfie Company studio, where we do this live and direct, and then record it and then bring it to you. We got to do another live show. Speaking of live show, that was fun. The live show was fun. We're going to have to find another time to do that. I was going to maybe aim for homecoming, but now I'm kind of glad, looking at next week's forecast, that we skipped that idea.
Yeah.
Unless we have waterproof electric equipment. Of course, our first live broadcast was supposed to be outside.
Yeah, it was.
And then, of course, Andy and Christine over at Health Source were nice enough to give us a little room and set up a table, and we were able to podcast live from there.
I felt like I was a DJ at the state fair. It was pretty sweet.
Yeah. DJ at the state fair.
Yeah. You know, you like 93X or
right.
Cool 108. They have their booth there, and they're broadcasting.
The on-air talent. They don't call them DJs anymore because they don't really spin records the way they used to.
That's too bad.
They're just on-air talent.
That reminds me of it.
Even in my day in college, when I was in studio doing the college radio.
Yeah.
It was CDs.
Okay.
And then soon after I left, you were able to load the songs into the system and create a playlist.
Like an electronic format.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But everything now is...
That does remind me of one of my favorite dad jokes.
Oh, boy.
What is a DJ's favorite sauce?
What is a DJ's favorite sauce?
Marinara. That crushes with my 10-year-old nephews.
All right. Well, if you're still listening to the podcast after that, it is mid-September. It is the 18th as we're recording this. Happy birthday, Maddie Schomer.
And I do need to call my father today. Also his birthday.
His birthday. Oh, we got
Yes.
birthday buddies.
Yes.
There we go. There we go. We are mid-September, which ironically, to me, in this area, it's always confused me, but it's Oktoberfest season
Yes.
in
So,
September.
Traditionally, Oktoberfest celebrations are to celebrate the coming of October as
Okay.
opposed to October having been here. So, yeah.
Okay, this was hard for me as a lad,
Yeah.
you know, to understand. I get it now. Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, everybody's like, yeah, you got to go to Munich in September because that's Oktoberfest.
Yes.
And I'm like, huh?
Have you seen the grounds where they have Oktoberfest in Munich?
I have not. My dad has been there, and
Yeah.
of course has several steins from various Oktoberfests
Yeah.
he went to when he was.
Think of something the size of the state fair, but only a parking lot. It's actually a little creepy when nothing's going on. It's just this vacant parking lot for as far
Okay.
as you can see. But then during Oktoberfest season, they have, I don't know, hundreds of tents that go up.
Yeah, the big white tents and the big steins of beer,
Yes.
of course. And
Yeah.
what I appreciate is the Oktoberfest beer season and all the good Marzens
Yes.
and stuff like that
Yep.
that are out right now. We are going to, I'm efforting to have our friends from a local liquor store
Oh,
join us as
be
we get
fun.
closer to the holiday season to talk about wine pairings for your holiday meals.
oh, that'd be fun.
Some good cocktails, stuff like that.
Yes.
So I might tap you to bring in some of your buddies
Yes.
over at Cashwise Liquor there.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
See if we can get them in studio to
Yeah, I'm-
talk about that. And of course, if you want to follow Tim Demery's wonderful example, you can
Yeah.
bring samples.
That's right.
For the studio.
Yeah, I'm pretty, I wouldn't say clueless when it comes to wine, but I'm not as well educated with wine as I am with beer. And so that'd be kind of fun to learn a little bit more about that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty, with my friends in the circle, I run with, we're pretty knowledgeable about beer as well, like what to pair. You don't drink an IPA, a sweet IPA, a citrus IPA in December, for example. There's reasons for that. The dark beers come around in the fall. They get you through the winter.
Expensive beer season, as I like to call it.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit. Although there's some good stouts and draft beers that are nice and affordable. Brown ales, things like that.
Yeah, I'm a big,
I do call this brown ale season.
Yeah.
This is as you're getting into fall.
Yeah.
Not only the Oktoberfest, but the brown ales are great.
If you have a Baltic porter, I will try it. I am a big Baltic porter guy.
There you go.
Yeah. Nice and roasty.
Good
a little
porters.
bit dark.
Yeah. So speaking of Oktoberfest, we got a lot of them coming up. Maple Groves is awesome if you haven't been there. Not to overlook our neighbors here. We're going to get to them, including neighbors. But Maple Grove's Oktoberfest in Central Park there has become quite the deal. So that is coming up on September 27th at noon. That's become a big one just because of the vendors and various, things you can get in Maple Grove. They like to show off their stuff down there. So that is, like I said, noon on the 27th. And of course, and I'm going to bring this up later, but all your haunted hay rides and corn mazes and stuff like that.
Love this season.
A friend of mine, a very close friend of mine, my daughter, my youngest daughter, will be working at Dean's Pumpkin Patch.
Oh, I've been there.
Yeah, she is going to be helping out with the little haunted hay ride down there, or haunted maze, or whatever they've got. And so be nice. They have to be nice. It's kind of like the old not so spooky,
Yeah.
but spooky.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what
You don't have to sign a waiver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think we're doing any waivers.
Yeah.
As opposed to Haunted Acres up in
Yeah.
north of Forest Lake there, where
yeah.
they will literally scare the bejesus out of you. So, yeah. And frankly, this is my fave. Like,
Yep.
this is the,
Absolutely.
the Oktoberfest, the fall stuff. I'm not a pumpkin, freak. I do like the pumpkin, but I'm not, I'm not rushing to Starbucks on August 27th to get my first pumpkin spice chai.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I do appreciate it. And it's a good time of year. What are some of your go-tos in fall?
Oh, boy.
Besides
Yeah.
the soccer field?
Well, flip-flops and a hoodie.
Right.
Kind of the
layers are
Minnesota
very
uniform.
important right about now.
Yeah, it's perfect. Actually, I'm a huge soup fan.
Okay.
I really like soup. I really like chili, kind of your one-pot recipes. And that time of year, that's what's on the menu.
We had our false fall.
Yes,
That was
yes.
Labor Day week.
Yep.
We talked a little bit about that. We had our false fall, and then of course summer came storming back. Obviously storming, not quite, but it's coming. I guess the other day heat index almost 100 degrees.
Yeah, that's warm.
Today we're talking like 90% humidity out
Yeah.
there. It is too late in the year to be sweating this much. I'm sorry. Probably more information than you guys needed.
Nature
but
disagrees.
it happens every September.
Yeah.
You get the little Facebook memories or whatever memories you have on your phone that pop up, and I frequently complain about the warmth in September.
Yeah, there is one, it takes me back, and I think your sense of smell is really, really connected with memory. And when I grew up in Kansas City, don't judge, this was the 80s, people didn't know enough. You could rake your leaves out of your yard into the street and then just light them on fire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's how you got rid of your leaves. And the smell of burning leaves in the fall just
Always
takes me
good.
right back to being 11 years old, and everything's right with the world because I got my bike and I got a ramp and I'm taking it off a sweet jump.
Yeah,
You know?
well, I mean, that false fall week a couple of weeks ago, the amount of bonfires that Friday night, I think it was one of our first football nights.
Oh, yeah.
It might have been our first home game, which was...
I could hear, and I don't live very close to the high school, but I could hear the PA. It was like just a really still, cool night. And just for whatever reason, the sound traveled. I could hear the PA from the football stadium at my house.
Always fun. Homecoming night, which we'll get to homecoming here in a bit, when the band, gets to take the field, and you can hear the band from your driveway or wherever you are. So, yeah. Back to Oktoberfest. We do have Oktoberfest at the 152 Club. I think that's probably one of the bigger ones we do in St. Michael, Albertville.
Yeah, I think BK has theirs. Theirs will be in October, but 152 has a really nice
152 Saturday the 28th. So that's coming up in a few days here. Starts at 3 p.m. You're gonna have live music, contests, ring toss. They do the washer toss or whatever. Also, you got your bags. But they're gonna have the German cuisine and the German beer and all that good stuff.
Nice.
So,
Yeah. Shout out to one of my customers, Forgotten Star in Fridley. They are having theirs. They are having theirs this weekend. And if you haven't been, that's a big one.
That is where we went last year.
Yeah.
And the pizza bus was there.
Yes, the brick oven bus.
Yep. The
Those guys
pizza
are
bus,
great.
which was just in the DJ's parking lot last weekend.
Yeah.
I believe. Good stuff. That
Oh
was
gosh.
good.
Yeah.
I did the German food too,
Okay.
but I also grabbed a slice from those guys.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good stuff right there.
I like the angry Hawaiian. It's the
Yeah.
the spicy
absolutely.
pineapple and
little spicy
ham.
pineapple. Yep. So the other feature you get at a lot of I should say, competition you get at a lot of these Oktoberfests is I'm going to try to bring my high school, college German back. Maskrutenmann, which is how long can you hold a freaking mug?
Oh, the Steinhold.
Yeah.
Yes, the Steinhold. Yes.
Yep. So that is always good. And I don't care how strong you think you are. Get a 20-ounce pour, held it out there for as long as you can in a glass mug and see how you do.
Yeah, you're using different muscles when you do that.
Absolutely. So,
are they going to have Hammerschlagen? I know there was at one point a lawsuit over the name of Hammerschlagen, but
I do no, they do not. But I do believe BK Tap House
yes,
will. Yeah,
that's a fun time after having a couple of beers, trying to hit a small nail with a small hammer.
I think that's cost people a couple of thumbnails.
Yeah.
Yep. So we got BK Tap House October 4th will be theirs, and I'm trying to see what time it starts. Who cares, right?
Yeah, all day, every day.
Just show up and enjoy the day. BK, of course, does the German food year round with the schnitzel and the sausages, and but boy, they do it right. That is good, and it's not necessarily German. It's pretty close, though, because there is sauerkraut involved. Their Reuben top 5 sandwich in the town.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Yep.
You heard it here.
Absolutely. Yep. Great Reuben. So plenty to do on the weekend coming up, folks. If you're a U of M, if your kid went to the U of M, you got Parents Week coming up in a week. The boys football are hosting Rutgers for a big game. No time on that game yet, but that will be Saturday. Saturday will be packed as Ethan Calicanis comes back one more time to his former team. And so the Gophers will be, having a bunch of stuff going on down on campus there. So if your kid's down there, just remember Parents Week is already here. It's coming up next Monday. So plenty going on around town, especially if you're trying to get around town. I feel like
it's a little bit of orange. Yeah.
Road construction has been the topic du jour all summer long, but boy, the squeeze, you can really feel it right now. I mean, my daughter, unfortunately, has had some car troubles lately, which has meant Dad has had to drive in a couple of areas of town he hasn't had to drive yet this summer.
Yeah.
Dang, it's hard to get around.
Yeah. I dealt with it last year because County Road 35 going to my house was problematic. And so I'm really enjoying this year more so than last year. But even just coming into Albertville here, there's parts of Main Street you can't go.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, 19 is obviously pinched under the bridge, the new bridge, as they continue the march to close the gap, mine the gap.
Yep.
On 94. Unfortunately, for those of us who go under it, the poor workers there taking off the concrete and fixing the bottom of the bridge deck there need a little room to work, and leaves us only one lane.
Yeah.
What's really unfortunate is 137 over there by Shell Station there, and the new dance studio and the Tea Hive is closed.
Yeah.
As we make way for our Costco, which we announced and discussed on this show.
I forget how big that's going to be, but when I drove by at one point, they were moving dirt, and that looked like it was going to be pretty good size.
It will be the same size as the Maple Grove store.
Okay.
Yep.
That makes sense.
Is what I've been told. Pretty much same layout. So the St. Cloud and the Coon Rapids store of the little bit smaller variety, if you can call 100 and whatever, 25,000 square feet small. This one will be, the 140, 150,000 square foot variety.
Very good.
What's interesting is it looks like the store will be set back from the county road, and the parking lot will be kind of as you come closer. to the interchange there. So, but there are 2 spots for, various things, whether it's your quick serve car oil change, Valvoline or whatever, or, Freddy's like they have over in Maple Grove there. So hoping those 2 spots get filled, and then you got some fun, more stuff coming for us STMA folks. Yeah. Another fast food joint or something too.
Options are good.
Yeah, good options are good. Yeah, I was thinking that the other day. I'm like, there, as much as I'm proud of what we've been able to add in the last year and a half, it's like, we're still missing a few things here.
Yeah.
Jersey Mike's has been great, Chipotle, but Taco Bell coming in. But there's still, your Paneras of the world, or
I think that's that fast casual
Noodles and Company still having to go to Rogers for that.
Yeah, if we had a Noodles in St. Michael, Colin Schultz would have a dilemma because he'd have to choose between Chipotle and Noodles.
Okay.
Don't know if he can make it.
Is that where, Rogers comes in really nice there, where it's like I could grab my burrito and my bowl of mac and cheese and just really stuff myself. Right?
Exactly.
So good stuff. But anyway, the road closures to pay attention to, of course, are that 137 and McIver there. So if you're on the south end of town, that's going to be closed for pretty much the remainder of the construction season. And then if I call it the River Road, I believe it is Lander. Yeah. Over there in St. Michael from Rec Park down to 15th is a mess. And we talked to our buddy Robert last week from landing, who lives in the landings down there. Be patient. You can get there and make sure here in about 6 weeks when the display goes up, you go check them out. So good stuff. So, we'll get into a couple of our sponsors here. North Wright County Today, the podcast is brought to you by Craig Renz and his friends at Solution Counseling. Hey, did you know, and you probably do because you heard me read this ad before, or you're just smart, or you saw their billboard there on 241. 1 in 3 members of the STMA community have received services from our friends at Solution. And we think that's awesome because that's like 10,000 men, women, and kids getting help with solutions counseling for all of their mental health needs. 24 professionals to choose from to help you, from kids therapy, marital issues, trauma, anxiety, depression, all of those things. They can even help with hypnotherapy if you're looking at like quitting smoking or something like that. Check them out. Getcounseling.org, where you can meet some of the team, take a tour, set up an initial appointment, and see what's right for you. Located on Thielen Drive, like I said, just off of 241 there in St. Michael, across the highway from Cub Foods. Check out Solutions Counseling. Look for Craig and Caleb and the gang at getcounseling.org. And North Wright County Today, the podcast is brought to you by Deerwood Bank.
That's us.
What's shaking at Deerwood Bank?
Well, another fun week. I had an opportunity to get out and network at a couple of different events, chamber events, and then just otherwise kind of meeting with folks. Actually, a couple of accountants that came up for air after the the deadline for the business extension
taxes.
Filing.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's been a lot of fun, and then interacting with the school district. I have it on good authority that the last football game of the year is going to be a whiteout.
Okay,
and I know this because I have ordered 500 white STMA stocking hats.
Ooh, the
that also
stocking
have the
hats
Deerwood
are
Bank
back.
logo.
Okay.
So, it's going to be a pretty sweet scene, I'm hoping.
That'll be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to get in there. And that's a Wednesday night game?
It is, the MEA week. And, I think that It's going to be the first 500 students that get in, get a free STMA hat. And if you wear it backwards, it'll be a Deerwood Bank hat.
Wear it STMA to the game, and then when you're walking around town, flip it around. And
Please do advertise for
show
me all winter.
Deerwood some love.
Yes,
there you go. Yeah. Well, I'll have to get one of those from you.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. And then, of course, the new STMA Knights card is in stock.
It is. We are opening accounts now. And you don't have to have the teen account to get the STMA card. In fact, I'm getting one. So that's it.
And folks, he's going to be done with STMA kid-wise in about 6 months. So,
I do. It's been an idea in my head ever since my graduate school for banking. Some friends of mine and I were at a baseball game for the Brewers.
Sure.
And they had a branded debit card. And I said, that would be cool to do at the local high school. And the three of them looked at me and said, you guys don't do that? And so, but it is an expensive process to get going, and then obviously getting the trademark rights and all that good stuff. But we got it done.
That's where you're like, not yet.
Yes, not yet.
Cool. Good to hear things are shaping up at Deerwood. And of course, like I said, to kick off the show, we podcast live here at the Selfie Company here in historic downtown Albertville at the crossings of Elk River. I tell you what, Selfie Company, man, she redid some of the sets in here. It looks cool in here. Get your kid in here for, here's an idea. Look, I throw these out for Sam because I'm a marketing genius. Christmas cards, right? Oh, you want to do the family Christmas card. And right now, it'd be really cool to maybe like stand outside, but the fall colors aren't really popping yet. There's like those little Asian beetle ladybugs things swarming around. Box elder bugs are starting to show up. Who wants to do that? Don't do that. Plus, it's going to rain like 4 days out of the next 6 days. I think, September and October have become like our second rainy season here. Get inside, get in the Selfie Company, book some space, maybe a half hour, maybe an hour with Sam and her team. Her team here is really good. Take those Christmas card photos. You got like 7 different studio backdrops to choose from. The couch from Friends, like it looks like a Friends background. If you got like 6 of you, that's perfect, You can do the one with the Friends Christmas or something like that. Check them out. Studio space right here at the Selfie Company. You got a class of 2026 senior coming up. It's really not too late to get on the docket here. Get those senior pictures taken care of. Maybe you got your outdoor ones done. You want to do some inside. Get over here at the Selfie Company. Check them out on Facebook. Get a hold of Sam. Selfie Company of Albertville. Want to do a podcast like us, like our little, thing we got going here. Check it out here. Just evidently you got to be careful what you say because you never know who's going to get canceled.
Yep. Yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
So, we won't, get too into that other than the fact that free speech has been good to me for 25 years. So let's just keep it that way. That's all I say. So, hey, if I get this posted, the super cool thing going on Friday night, and we will have this on the website, they are celebrating the 2015 St. Michael Albertville Knights football team, state championship team.
Yes.
We were able to reminisce a little bit with our friend Keith Cornell on the golf course earlier this year about that team with the Chris Cardises of the world and the Dallas Freemans and things like that.
Yeah, Isaiah Weston.
Isaiah Weston being the anchors of that team. Hoping those guys come back. If you guys are back and happen to tune into this little production, welcome back. Thanks for the memories. God, it was a fun time. and it'll be super cool to see those guys on the field Friday night. I was going to use this to kind of talk about how far we've come facilities wise.
Yeah.
And, you look at what they played on over at the grass field over on at Middle School West there off of 50th Street. And now you look at where Colin is playing and the boys are playing Friday night. The fact that we're able to host, 2,500 people to more than that for this kind of event. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, or state track meet.
Right. Yeah.
Headlights coming here instead of taillights going out. I think for me, it's been a huge part of our lives, obviously, just with the turf field and the dome, and just to be able to have a practice facility for kids that they can go to 10 minutes from their house versus having to go to a neighboring city or county to practice was huge. And I think you're probably seeing some of the improvement in some of the sports teams because of that.
Yeah, for sure.
Access, frankly.
All around. Like, we were good at various things. We remain quality opponents at various things. I think it's been fun to see programs across the board grow because of the, our softball team, section champions, soccer team, section champions, both boys and girls, since moving to new facilities. Boys football, of course, section champion equivalent at 6A when they made it to the quarterfinals a few years ago.
I have a membership at the activity center for my family, which, by the way, if you don't have one of those, it's probably the best deal. $250 for the family for the entire year. And you can get reimbursed on most insurance programs, $20 a month.
Right.
So it's basically free.
Right on.
But the story was there was a neighboring school that was at our school, and I just happened to overhear the kids when they looked at our weight room, and they said, "This is their weight room? No wonder they kick our ass every year." So, I mean, that kind of stuff matters.
Yeah, for sure. I bring this up because you have been involved in the levy and bond that's coming up, and please go to the STMA School District website because there are about a half dozen of these informational sessions that are coming up, all at the Middle School West Auditorium. Monday, October 6th is probably the one that's going to be closest to this podcast. There's going to be more that week. I believe there's one the next day, Tuesday. Please check those out. Get informed. I think they're doing those through October because the vote will be November 4th, if I'm not mistaken. And this will definitely, up or down, impact the future of our school district.
Yeah, it's a math problem. You either solve it through, cutting, or you solve it through revenue.
Right. Yeah, and this is something the district has been trying to address the last couple of years. If you go back and check out the podcast, and I'll post a link to it, we did with Anne Marie. The board had not, Superintendent Anne Marie Foucault, Dr. Foucault, joined us way back in, I want to say March.
She was one of our first guests.
Yeah, first three guests, I think. Yeah. And, we got her in, and the writing was on the wall that it was probably going to be approved by the school board again to go forward with this levy and bond in 2025. And let me, we'll outline a few reasons why. I'm not going to tell you to vote up or down at this point. It's literally inform yourself. I think, my day job is a school district employee, so I'm going to, remain impartial here. You may see me in person, and I may tell you otherwise. But right here, we'll stay impartial. But here are three reasons why it's important for St. Michael Albertville to do this. One is a local funding source. The district is one of the largest in the state, if not the largest, to not have a local levy. It did not establish one. Let's correct history. It did establish one. The state changed some things, and that went away. This would establish a local tax levy that would, mean St. Michael Albertville families were directly supporting financially the local school district. Two, funding sources are questionable at best going forward. What does that mean? Well, one, federal funding is changing and really unstable. Mainly, you have a presidential administration at the current time that wants to get rid of the federal Department of Education. That's an opinion you can have. That's a policy you can have. That's something that's been talked about for years. As controversial as it is an idea, and it could work. It could be a complete disaster. Who knows? What happens is in their theory, is state control of funding goes to, federal control of the funding goes to the state of Minnesota. Unfortunately, and this is reason 3, for St. Michael Albertville, the way Minnesota's state funding is made up, STMA is at a very big disadvantage for several different reasons. One, the income status of families in your district matters when it comes to certain funding mechanisms. 2, the amount of special needs families and students matters when it comes to funding mechanisms. STMA is short on both of those. The percentage of low-income families and the percentage of families with special needs is lower on average than it is compared to other districts. So the funding mechanism triggers a lower amount for STMA. All of this just to say STMA is near the bottom of the state for any school district when it comes to funding. It's definitely the bottom when it comes to local funding for a school district of its size.
Oh, yeah. And I think one of the other factors is just commercial real estate taxes. When you look at a Wayzata or a Maple Grove, that have much more infrastructure built up in the form of commercial property, those districts are seeing the benefit from those commercial property taxes.
Right.
And the other thing is, with the way the state does its funding is it says, well, we approved a 2% increase, or we approved 2.5% increase in education funding. If Wayzata is getting $10,000 a kid, and STMA is getting $6,000 a kid,
right,
their 2% in actual dollars, which is what you use to pay bills, is worth more than our 2%.
Right.
And so it's just the inequity grows every time they say we're going to approve a certain percentage increase in spending.
Yeah, and not to get too deep in the weeds, because we could talk about school district funding and state funding for schools for a long time, you and I, because we're both very deep in the weeds on it. The formula is inequitable. It causes a lot of disparity statewide. And what STMA is in is really a perfect storm that not a lot of other districts find themselves in.
Yeah.
You can maybe point to a couple exurban districts like ours, a Forest Lake or something like that, where they're facing the same thing. But to not have a local levy is really, you're basically on a creek upstream with no oar. Yeah. And so you're trying to dig your heels in and figure out how to, keep from getting swept away. But, as great as our facilities are, as great as our schools are, that funding is needed to not only retain the wonderful teachers that we have, but to recruit and get new ones to replace some of our aging teachers who are aging out, retiring, enjoying, the fruits of their labor and moving on. And we're kind of seeing that with some of our esteemed colleagues that are moving on. And,
when's the last time technology or health insurance got cheaper?
right. Yeah.
It's never.
Just doesn't.
I can tell you from running a business myself that just it's staggering the level of increases you see year over year, and
Right.
you need increased funding to handle those things. But
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
So,
So
speaking of voting, are you a day of guy or do you early vote?
I have probably changed my habits over the last 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
I believe the 2016 election was probably the last election. No, check that. Pardon me. 2020 election was probably the last election I voted in person. I have gone over to Albertville City Hall and done early voting
Yeah.
or, wherever. Since then, just because that day was packed.
Yeah.
It was, 2020 election was very full. And I don't remember where I voted that day. But since then, I've just kind of, moseyed over to City Hall and wandered in about 7:45 and said, hey, I need a ballot. And you fill it out and slide it in the machine. It's not mail in if you want to avoid that controversy. And away you go.
Yeah, I love early voting. There's basically no line. And generally speaking, probably 4 to 3 weeks prior to whatever election or question it might be, generally my mind is made up. And so it's kind of, I don't need to wait to the day of to see, okay, did this politician do something terrible before I vote?
Right.
And generally in a local election, you don't have those situations. So I love early voting.
Yeah.
And frankly, for parents that have small kids that'll probably be affected by this levy, time can be short. And so being able to have that option for early voting is really nice because getting there on the day of, okay, maybe somebody got sick. Johnny's got practice.
And I want to
Susie
say
forgot her cleats.
early voting for this opened already.
I think it did. Yeah.
So we'll get you the dates on that. But if you read over the material and already attended your informational session and know which way you're going on this, you can swing in to I believe the school district office, and they've got information for you there on how to early vote.
Yeah.
So my plea will be participate. Voter participation is one of the great things about Minnesota. We kick everybody's butt when it comes to almost everybody to voter participation, and I think this should be no different. And this one affects you and your kids, and this is one you're going to want to participate in. So whether you vote same day or whether you vote early, make sure to cast a ballot in this one. It matters. It matters to you. It matters to the kids. So, all right, cool. I think with that, unless you've got other stuff you want to highlight this week, I think we'll get a couple more ad reads in here, and then we'll get out of here and call it a week because we're going to work on some guests coming up. We've got the Cork and Keg Rotary event, which is coming up. So we're going to work on getting Christine Kunz in here to talk about that. Oh, gosh. I think there's one more event I wanted to bring up that's coming quick.
While you're looking for that, the Cork and Keg is probably the most fun 5K you will ever do, and it's like 5K-ish. It's
kind of like rec league league softball of 5K.
Yes, it's basically it's 5K, so 3.1 miles thereabouts. And we have what we call hydration stations around the course. So you're going to run or walk or jog or do whatever you like for a mile. And then there's beer, wine, or seltzer.
Yeah,
And then you're gonna do
hydration,
Yes.
not your gel packs or your
Yeah.
Gatorades or
No.
anything. No.
Get those vegetables out of here. Yeah. So, and then you're going to do another mile. And then there's another hydration station with those same things there. And then you're going to obviously do that last mile. And guess what there is at the end? Beer and wine tasting.
Right on.
So it's, I've done it a couple of times, a little bit bloated at the end. But
yeah.
ton of fun.
I mean, you don't have to hit every hydration station.
It's not a true pork and keg if you don't hit all the hydration stations, Mike.
Right. Well, it might explain the bloating.
Yeah.
All right. I found the event that I was going to plug. These guys reach out to me. They're like, hey, can you plug the used book sale at the St. Michael Public Library?
Oh, that is such a good. When it is this weekend?
No, we got a little time because, sometimes technical difficulties and things like that. It takes me a little while to get these things posted. So I want to shout out this one, October 11th, 8 to 1 in the morning, 8 a.m. in the morning to 1 p.m. I mean, for some people, 1 p.m. is still morning, 19-year-olds. But yeah, the Friends of the St. Michael Library, St. Michael Library put this on, and like you said, great deals.
My wife will be all over this.
Yeah. Town Center Drive, get over there, 8 to 1, Saturday, October 11th, fall used book sale. The used book sales are awesome. So, and the Friends of the Library are awesome. So
You can rent pickleball equipment there.
check them out. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. If you get a library card, you can get pickleball stuff.
You can check out pickleball stuff. You might not have known that. You might have learned something new today.
The other thing I learned when we toured the library with the Rotary, or maybe it was the EDA, but with your library card and your membership there are different websites where you can actually check out ebooks as well if you're an e-reader person. Yeah.
Yep. Those are you can also do movies. We actually, the first time we took the kids on a trip, I checked out a couple of movies that you could just link to we had to download them because I wasn't going to pay for the Wi-Fi on the plane. But downloaded a couple of movies and away we went.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was great. Obviously, some sort of animated feature.
Oh, yeah.
Shrek comes to mind.
Yeah, at that age.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then I tell you what, sourdough is having its moment. I think since 2020, it was kind of a thing. But then Taylor Swift went on with Travis, and right before they got engaged, had their little podcast, and she talked about how she's making everybody sourdough.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to learn how to do that, this is another thing going on at the library, the 27th at 10 o'clock, Sourdough 101.
So I might need to go to this. So you've probably seen on my Instagram, I like to cook, and I got into bread making last fall, but I haven't done sourdough because I didn't have a sourdough starter. Well, we had a family friend give me a starter, but then she also gave me a list of instructions the length of my arm. And, I was like, I can't read all that. So something like this would be perfect where I can actually get my hands dirty, kind of understand how it gets going, what the science is behind it, and that'll help my understanding, I think.
Do you remember the little handheld video game, and it was like a creature you had to keep alive?
Oh, Tamagotchi. Yeah. I lived in Japan when they were a thing.
Yeah. That is what a sourdough starter is it not? Like you literally have to do things
to feed
keep it
yeast.
alive.
Yeah.
So it is your little Tamagotchi.
Yeah. So I
thought she was an ice skater.
I read somewhere that they had like sourdough daycares where like if you were going to leave the country for a week or whatever, you could drop your sourdough off and somebody would feed it for you. Yeah.
Okay. That's a Portland, Oregon thing if I ever heard it. Great stuff.
By the way, I'm trademarking that St. Michael sourdough daycare, Nick Schultz.
I mean, it's a retirement plan, maybe.
Why not? I got the time.
Right. Yeah. I mean, okay. All right, guys, that should do it for this week. We'll end it on some sweet sourdough. I hope everybody has a great week. Enjoy this this summer swan song, we'll call it, because eventually we know what's coming.
Yeah.
But enjoy the 70s this weekend. It's going to be sunny. Get out, touch some grass, do a hike, do something. Support the Knights if you want. But yeah, we appreciate you tuning in. Costs nothing to be kind. Get out there, do some good, but be nice, and let's move forward. Appreciate you. Peace.